Hello, how's it going there? So this is another experimental video in the try and make videos and see what happens series. Basically, the idea that I had for this video was to talk about the 9 to 5 of someone who owns a English school in Japan. And let me tell you, it is not that easy. When I was working at my old jobs, you get there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You'd work until 9, usually a 6-hour shift. But when you have your own school and your own kids and your own schedule, things are a little bit different. So I generally get to this school around, 9 o'clock. And then I'm here all day until around 9 p.m. Just because the kids that are taking the lessons at our school, they can only take lessons after they finish their school. And so from the time I get here to the time lessons start, that's about 6 hours. And that's time for me to kind of prep for the lesson or to do budgeting or to do any other kind of prep work for the lessons. And so that makes the day pretty long. And it's not just like a clock in, clock out kind of thing. You have events that you have to plan, you have things that are coming up, you have basically everything is kind of on your shoulders to, if you forget anything, there's nobody else to blame pretty much. So it's a long day every day, 9 to 9 or later depending on what's going on at the school. For example, throughout the year we'll have different units, and at the end of each of those units, there'll be a presentation. And after the presentation is finished, the unit changes, and I have to change all of the materials that we're using for that level. And there are 6 levels plus 2 baby levels. So depending on when the one unit ends and the next unit starts, I have to basically change everything over in one night or 2 days, or ask the staff to help me or whatever. But yeah, so depending on the schedule, depending on what's going on, the days become shorter or longer, but I'm pretty much stuck here for 12 hours a day. So it's not that easy, and luckily we have enough students to kind of make it worthwhile. But yeah, if we didn't have enough students to make it worthwhile, it would be, I don't know if I could find the motivation to do it. But the thing is, when you own your own school, it's, you kind of, it's different than working for someone. For me, it's like my name is stamped onto every single lesson and every kind of good or bad experience that the kids have. So that gives me motivation to kind of, do the best lesson that we can and make sure everybody's happy. But yeah, so they're pretty long days. And then since I'm doing that during the week and teaching most of the time, and before the lessons prepping, there's other work that needs to be done. For example, putting stuff into the accounting software and whatnot. And the only time that I can do that is on one of the 2 days off that we have. So one of my days off, Monday and Tuesday, one of those days goes to other work, which is what I'm doing now, which is all right. It's quiet, but that leaves only 1 day off a week. Yeah. So it's a grind. Things to mitigate that, for example, exercising, making sure you have the energy to actually do the lessons, making sure you get enough sleep, getting into a routine, waking up and going to sleep at a reasonable hour. Like now, if I have a drink or something, it's just gonna like destroy the whole next day. So basically not doing that very often. But yeah, it's kind of a grind. But yeah, it's a labor of love. Yeah, I don't know. It's all right. See, the most difficult thing is finding someone that is going to do the same kind of job that you're doing and put the same kind of effort that you're doing. And because it's not going to happen. You're not going to pay someone, 2,000 yen an hour, $20 an hour to work the same as you and have the same kind of, or expect them to work the same as you. So, and the students expect a certain level of quality too. Like, it's my school and I'm putting like heart and soul into the lessons and prep and making sure everything is perfect. And if you hire someone, yeah, maybe they'll do a good job, but they're not going to put the same level of effort. And if you want them to stay there for 13 hours, it's probably illegal. And, I don't know. It's probably illegal, first of all. And we couldn't afford it, you know what I mean? Like, if it's me, I'm making money, but I don't have to pay myself for, the time that I'm here. As long as the work gets done, if the work gets done, that's all that matters. So it would be nice to have another teacher, but it's actually quite difficult to find people, and it's quite expensive to advertise for jobs, which is something I could talk about in a later video. Anyways, that is my experimental video for today. We're at about 6.5 minutes. I don't know, how's that length? I think I could do a little bit more, but anyways, no editing, no effort. Just put it up there and see what happens. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.